Hi class, welcome back. In this video, we're going to do these 7 things. So let's get started. So the first is graphing a line using intercepts. The x-intercept is the point where the line intersects the x-axis. Okay, and this is where y is equal to 0. This is our y-axis and this is our x-axis. So y is equal to 10 here, but it's 0 here, and this is our x-intercept right there. The y-intercept is the point where the line intersects the y-axis. And on the y-axis, x is 0, so it's right here. We're going to use intercepts to plot lines. So let's graph this line. Let x be equal to 0. If we plug in 0, 6 times 0 is equal to 0, so we get minus 2y is equal to 12. Dividing by minus 2, y is equal to minus 6. And so we can plot that right there. Now if we let y be equal to 0, plugging in y, 0 for y here, then we get that's 0, so we get 6x is equal to 12. Dividing by 6, x is equal to 2. And so we have this point here, and that describes a line. Let me see if I can get a nice line through there. Ooh, not really, but you get the idea. That's not good. Okay, so we have the line, oh boy, okay. So we have a line like that. Alrighty, so we plot our line. Let's graph this line. Let x be equal to 0. So we get 3y is equal to 18. As we plug 0 in for x, 6 times 0 is 0. We get this, divide by 3. Y is equal to 6. Okay, that's this point here. If we let y be equal to 0, so what solution works when y is 0? Well, 6x is equal to 18. We divide by 6, and x is equal to 3. Okay, let's see if we can't draw a better line. Used a ruler that time. And so we get a line that looks like that. The second thing we're covering is slope of a line. And the slope of a line simply measures its steepness. Here we have a fairly steep line. This one's less steep, but positive slope. And this one is a negative slope. We go down as x is positive. Trends. If we go up as we move in the positive x direction, that's a positive slope. It's a positive slope. And if we go down as we move in the positive x direction, that's a negative slope. If we don't go up and down, that's a 0 slope. And we could look at a vertical line as infinite slope or undefined. Okay, so slope formula is that slope m is equal to change in y over change in x, which is delta y over delta x. And delta is just this symbol that just means change in, which means y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. It's also equal to the rise over the run. So this would be our run, change in x, and this would be our rise, change in y. Okay, so what's the slope of this line? Well, m is equal to the rise over the run, or the change in y over the change in x. And that's equal to, well, the change will go from this point to this point. The change in x is this, and that's 4 units. Positive, right? We go from -4 to 0. So we have the change in x is 4. But what's our change in y, this part, right? That's 8 units in the positive direction. So our slope is equal to 2. Find the slope of a line passing through the points 1, 1, and 3, 5. Okay, positive slope. But again, slope is equal to rise over run, delta x over delta y. We can use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And so this is our second point, so that's y2, that's x2, y1, and x1. Okay, so we can plug those in. So y2 is 5 minus this one, y5 minus 1, divided by x2 is 3 minus 1. So that's going to be equal to 4 over 2, and the slope is 2. Okay, so what is the slope? We go over 1, we go up 2, over 1, up 2, over 1, up 2, and it'll just keep going. Every time we change x by 1, y goes up by 2. Okay, so let's find the slope of a line passing through these 2 points. 1 minus 4 divided by 2 minus 0. So that's a negative 3 over a 2, and that's our slope. Okay, so what does that mean? As we go over 2 in a positive x direction, we go down 3. And that measures the steepness of this line, and that's a negative slope. So this one is equal to 3 minus a negative 1 divided by 4 minus a negative 2. Okay, is this a positive or negative slope? It goes up as we change, as we move in the positive x direction, it goes up. So it's a positive slope. This should be positive. 3 minus a negative 1 is 4. And 4 minus a negative 2 is 6. So we can simplify that. 2 over 3. Positive slope. So what does it mean? We can go up 4 and over 6, and we get to this point. So the third part, slope-intercept form, basically has y is equal to mx plus b. M is the slope, and b is the intercept. For example, y is equal to 2x plus 4. So the slope, m, is equal to 2, and the y-intercept, b, is equal to 4. So let's graph this line. Well, we have a slope of m is equal to 2 and a y-intercept, right? If we let x be equal to 0, then y is equal to 4, and that's our y-intercept. So from there, we can use our slope. We go over 1 up 2. We go over 1 up 2. We go over 1 up 2. We go back 1. That means we'd have to go down 2. Then back 1 and down 2. Okay. Then back 1 and down 2, which is the same as going over 1 up 2. There's our line. So now we have, if we let x be equal to 0, all this term goes away. We have y is equal to minus 3. B is equal to minus 3, the intercept. So y is equal to minus 3. We have this point. And then we go down minus a half. So if we go over 1, we go down a half, so we can go over 2 and down 1. Over 2, down 1. Over 2, down 1. And all these points work in this equation. So now we can connect that. And if we start here, we do it, and there's our line. The fourth thing is to rewrite lines into slope-intercept form. If we start with this, we can write it in slope-intercept form by basically solving for y. So we can subtract 8x from both sides. And we get minus 2y is equal to minus 8x plus 10. Divide by minus 2. Y is equal to minus 8x over minus 2 plus 10 divided by minus 2. And then y is equal to, that becomes a 4x minus 5. Solving for y, we have 3y is equal to a minus 6x plus 18. Subtracting 6x from both sides. Divide by 3. And 3 divides both terms. So we divide this by 3 and divide this by 3. These cancel, and we get y is equal to minus 2x plus 6. The fifth thing is find equations of lines. So let's find the equation of a line that has slope m is equal to 2 and goes through this point. Well, we know our slope formula is this one. If we take an arbitrary point x, y, then we have this one. Okay, and we could write it like this. Now, if I multiply both sides by this basically comes up here, and we get our point slope formula. Point slope formula. Okay, and we can use that. We have the point here, x and y. So we have y minus 4 is equal to 2 for the slope times x minus 3. Distribute y minus 4 is equal to 2x minus 6. Add 4 to both sides. We get y is equal to 2x, adding 4, minus 2. Let's find an equation of a line that goes through these 2 points. We need to get the slope. So m is just equal to 5 minus 1. We did this one over 3 minus 1, which is 4 over 2, just 2. So y minus, we can use either point. So let's just use this one. It looks a little bit easier. Y minus 1 is equal to 2 times x minus 1. Distribute y minus 1 is equal to, distribute this across here, 2x minus 2. And we add 1 to both sides. And we get y is equal to 2x minus 1. Let's find an equation of a line parallel to this line. Well, parallel lines have the same slope. So our m is equal to 3. And we have a point, so same thing. y minus 4 is equal to 3 times x minus 3. Distribute. Y minus 4 is equal to 3x minus 9. Add 4 to both sides. Y is equal to 3x, adding 4, minus 5. Let's find an equation of a line perpendicular to this line. This line has a slope of 2. And we go through a point. But perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. So our slope is going to be the minus reciprocal of this slope. So our slope m is going to be equal to minus 1 over 2, as you can see in this picture. Okay, so same thing, y minus 1 is equal to, we have this 1 here, then we'll use this one, is equal to minus 1/2 times x minus 4. So y minus 1 is equal to, we distribute here, minus 1/2 x plus 2, distributing this half to the minus 4. Adding 1, we get y is equal to adding 1 plus 3. Okay, but why is this? Okay, so why is that? Well, if this is our original line, L1, and we'll say M then, for this line is rise over the run, and if we start from this point, we go up A and over B. So change in x is B, and the rise right here is A, and that's B, so our slope is A over B. Now, if we take a look at this point, L2, right, we just rotate this one in this direction or rotate this one in this direction, right? We line it up here. What happened to our slope? Now we get this relationship. Our change in y comes down to here. It's a minus b. And our run, our change of x, is this one. So our m for this line is equal to, well, we have a, but we go down to minus b. And notice that that is just the negative reciprocal of this line. So that's why that is. So I hope you found this video useful and that you enjoyed your learning. Cheers.